Hello and welcome to Sutra News. Today, we're diving into a significant development in global geopolitics. The Biden administration has made a strategic move that has left China, Russia, and even North Korea in a state of concern. Yes, you heard that right. China, a nation known for its assertiveness, is now expressing serious concern over the latest changes in the U.S. nuclear defense strategy. For the first time since World War II, the U.S. has made a monumental shift in its nuclear strategy, with a strong focus on the China threat. President Biden has essentially delivered what some are calling a goodbye gift to nations like China, Russia, and North Korea. So, what exactly has happened? President Biden has recently approved changes to America's nuclear defense plans, and this is no ordinary update. These changes now place China at the center of U.S. strategic concerns. The message is loud and clear: if the U.S. detects even a hint of an imminent missile launch or a bomber aircraft headed its way, it will be ready to launch a pinpoint nuclear strike with no mercy. This is a massive shift from past strategies, which were primarily reactive. Now, the U.S. is marking locations with precision, ready to respond immediately to any perceived threat from China, Russia, or North Korea. This shift has caused panic in Beijing, leading to public statements of concern from the Chinese government. Imagine this: China, a country that rarely expresses worry openly, is now seriously concerned about what the U.S. might be planning. So why is China so worried? Well, it boils down to timing and context. China has been aggressively expanding its nuclear arsenal, more so than any other country in recent years. Although China's nuclear stockpile is still smaller than the U.S.'s, it is rapidly growing, and that expansion is primarily aimed at two countries, the U.S. and India. Japan may be a concern, but the main threats for China are clear: America and India. And the U.S. isn't just sitting back. Biden's new strategy sends a clear signal to China: the U.S. will not tolerate any aggressive posturing near its territory. For example, just last month, nuclear-capable bombers from Russia and China were spotted alarmingly close to U.S. territory in Alaska. The U.S. had to scramble fighter jets to intercept them, and this clearly didn't sit well with the Biden administration. Now, one might ask, is this new strategy risky? Absolutely. The stakes are incredibly high. The U.S. is essentially increasing its sensitivity to threats, meaning that any future incursions by Chinese or Russian bombers near U.S. airspace could be seen as a precursor to an attack. In response, the U.S. could very well be ready to launch a nuclear strike. It's a dangerous game of who will act first. This is why China is in a state of panic. Their usual tactics of sending nuclear-capable bombers near U.S. territory might not just be seen as a show of force anymore. It could trigger a serious military response from the U.S. Interestingly, this major shift in strategy comes as President Biden is in his final months of office. Recently, the Democratic Party held a special farewell for Biden, praising his leadership and selflessness. Due to his declining health and mental condition, Biden chose to put his ego aside and make room for new leadership, Kamala Harris, to take on Donald Trump in the upcoming elections. With only a few months left in his presidency, Biden is making moves that will define his legacy. His decision to overhaul the U.S. nuclear strategy is one of those significant moves, signaling to the world that America is ready to defend itself at all costs. For Biden, this is the moment where he wants to be remembered for decisive action, and changing the nuclear strategy is his way of leaving a lasting impact. So what happens next? China, for one, is not going to sit quietly. Experts predict that we might see China and Russia collaborating on nuclear war exercises, something that hasn't happened before. The tension is escalating, and the world is watching closely. We'll continue to monitor this story and bring you updates as the situation develops. What do you think? Is this a necessary step for the U.S., or is it pushing the world closer to the brink of conflict? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Sutra News for more deep dives into global events. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe.